Hi there, my name is Peter Davison, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like and subscribe and ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And people often ask me, Svi, how do you find material to cover every day on your channel? And the answer is there's really too much. There's too much for me to cover. There's too much going on because there's a lot of crazy out there. There's a lot of pure insanity. So let's talk about one piece of pure insanity called Birds of Prey. Birds of Prey was a movie that came out just before the world ended, if you recall. It just came out, and it probably was perhaps the last massively predictable superhero movie flop that we're going to see for a while in cinemas. I just heard AMC theaters are probably not reopening. That's a big deal for the movie industry. I think that cuts your box office in half, doesn't it? So I think in the same way we're seeing a complete implosion of the comic book industry. I think it's going to bleed over for very similar reasons to the movie industry. I really do. So that's kind of wild. So anyway, very predictably, we're back a month and a half ago when we lived in this booming economy where you could do no freaking wrong. You could make money doing things that are utterly hateful to the target audience, and and still get another movie afterwards. You could do all those things. Back 6 weeks ago? Not anymore. So back then, was it 6 years? So Birds of Prey came out at exactly the same time as Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic the Hedgehog did fantastic. Birds of Prey sank without trace. Now, this was a completely predicted event, completely predictable event. And speaking of predictable events, can I ask you guys to hit that subscribe button? Subscribe today. If you can hit that subscribe button, you'll make a rabbi very, very happy. I guess, you don't get to do that very often. So subscribe today. I give stuff away on this channel every week. Go and look at the video notes. So the stuff I'm giving away this week is Doctor Who DVDs. We give them with the Sport of Doomsday, Black Orchid. All you need to do to win them is subscribe to the channel. Subscribing being the important part from my perspective. Subscribe to the channel and then leave the hashtag celery. Hashtag celery, you can do the prize draw on Sundays. It's going to be Sunday, whatever it is. When I'm on the TARDIS. And also there's a Doctor Who audio adventure you can download. So go ahead, go and do that right now. So anyway, this was a completely predicted event. Completely predictable event. It was, the idea of doing a Birds of Prey movie, very good. Very good. Margot Robbie, one of the best things in the Suicide Squad movie, which actually wasn't that bad a movie, quite frankly. I mean, the first half hour is really, really good. It kind of drags a bit in the middle. But I did think it was better than its reputation. But she was the standout star of it, and she was really good in it. So spinning her off into her own movie sounded like a great idea. We have all this great Harley Quinn stuff from Batman the Animated Series. They could have adapted. They could have gone that way. They could have do a Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy movie. There's a lot you could have done with it. But instead, they decided to do a Me Too movie, and they wanted to market it that way. Saying how it's it's a attack on the male patriarchy. So unfortunately, turns out male patriarchy was their customers, and their customers didn't like being attacked, and they didn't go and give this movie a chance to go and see it. And I understand the people who did see it found it kind of dull. Found it like your average CW two-parter. It was not that impressive. One of the reasons it wasn't that impressive is they hired people to make it based on their identity rather than based on their experience, talent, or affinity to the source material. So they hired this woman called Kathy Yan. Kathy? It's either Kathy Chan or Kathy Yan. We're going to read this article in a minute, so I guess we'll find out her name. Who had done one indie movie. As far as I can tell, has zero affection for comic books for the character, but was given this job way beyond her scope of experience, and she was given it because of that she was a Chinese woman, which apparently makes her a woman of color. Excuse me. Wait. Isn't the stereotype for Chinese Americans to be like, successful and wealthy? That doesn't seem to be, put you in the progressive stack. But according to her, it was, and she's very upset that we, the audience, didn't get over our white maleness, our evil white maleness, and go to see a movie we don't want to see to reward her for being a strong woman. So, there was an article came out a couple of days ago on Cinema Blend. Thank you so much for bringing my attention to it, because it is YouTube gold, baby. YouTube gold. So we're going to read over this article together, and hopefully we're going to enjoy ourselves. Let me move over here. There you go. Cinema Blend. This is written by Sarah Al-Mahmoud. Sarah Al-Mahmoud. Yeah, so that's who she is. And apparently, I looked her up, and she's a very recent journalist graduate. It tells. You can tell. Okay, that wasn't a massive surprise for anyone. Fine. So what's going on with this? Move this over here. Okay, now I can read this. Fine. So Birds of Prey director was not happy the movie was called a flop so early. But it was a flop. I mean, objectively, it was a flop. It did bad. It was expected. It should have done much more. Okay, yeah, you had Margot Robbie. Margot Robbie is a talented actress, also a very beautiful one. A very beautiful one playing a very, very, sexually charged character. That seems to be something that would appeal to the base, the base emotions of your average male audience who like to see very sexually charged, beautiful women. But then they kept marketing and telling us this, no, we're not making this for the male gaze. And the male gaze said, well, I don't think you've really given me a reason to see the movie. But she was not happy it was called a flop so early. But everybody told you it was going to be a flop before it even came out. It was, and the reason we told you it was going to be a flop because you had a marketing campaign that worked so hard to alienate your core audience. So your core audience just wasn't interested. Right, so let's see what she has to say. When Birds of Prey opened below expectations, quite significantly below expectations, in the first weekend, the comic book flick starring Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn was already being called a flop in comparison to the rest of the DCEU state. Yes, that's called math. That's called adding. It's not hard. You need. But the thing is, if you're one of these crazy people, you can't add and subtract or do anything without considering the identity of the person. So that makes a big difference to their addings, and I can't really work out why their addings didn't really come together. Yeah, I think the other thing that really that really annoys these people is when I see these people of insane privilege who are upset that they didn't get everything they wanted. The thing, one of the things that really annoys them is it came out the same time as Sonic the Hedgehog, as I mentioned, and Sonic the Hedgehog very famously redesigned the Hedgehog to appease the fans of Sonic. They listened to what their target audience wanted and they delivered it. Whereas Birds of Prey listened to what their target audience wanted and then produced the exact opposite. There's a reason these things go, and underperform because you did a bad job. That's basically the bottom line, darling. You did a bad job. So, in comparison to the rest of the DCU, it does sit at the bottom of the box office service. Yes, because it flopped. Like, why is this hard for you to get your head round? However, that's without looking at the bigger picture. I can't wait to hear your bigger picture, Sir Mahmoud. Let's see what you got to say. Birds of Prey made 2.4 times its budget back. No, it didn't. It made 2.4 times its initial shooting budget back, which was 90 million. Around 90 million. It took around 200 million. See, even this piece of crap took 200 million. That's how good the economy was. That's before AMC closed. Like the comic book stores closed. That's how good the economy. You made a piece of trash that actively alienated its core audience, and you still made 200 million, and you still sucked with that. So they made 200 million. So the initial budget was 90 million. Then you got to add on to it marketing and reshoots. Look, when you do marketing, promotion, all those things, that you basically double it to break even. So that's 180 million. Then it's not taking into account the sizable reshoots. That's probably an extra 30 million. So it didn't make its money. It's lucky if it broke even. Okay, so stop. Right now, you're lying. Right now, you are lying to promote your point, your ideology, okay. Idiots, just listen. Stop listening to each other. Okay, you lying to each other doesn't make it real. I know you think it makes it real. I know you really, really believe it makes it real, but it doesn't. And then you're going to put $90 million into a movie and it'll flop. And then you'll write an article crying that it didn't really flop. We got to look at the big... No, shut up. It flopped, idiots. And while I didn't put in the monumental numbers of Joker or Avengers... Okay, Joker's budget was 55 million. Took in 1.1 billion. You know why? because it wasn't preaching anything. It was trying to tell a story. Actually told a story that dealt with mental health quite well. But they didn't preach you at it and beat you over the head and say, we're going to be an anti-patriarchy movie. Yeah, it's like saying, we're going to be an anti-capitalism movie. We're going to be an anti-money movie. That's what you were, an anti-money movie. In-game. And why did make why didn't put the monumental numbers of Joker or Avengers Endgame flop or failure are too strong words? No, they're too strong words. No, they are accurate words. They are the right words. You just don't like them. Okay, now we go. Now it gets even crazier. Plus, the director behind Birds of Prey, Cathy Yan, had only one small budget indie film prior to bringing Harley Quinn and her femme fatales to the big screen. Yes, exactly. They screwed up. They hired somebody completely unqualified because of her gender and her ethnicity. That's why. And what a shock when you hire somebody not based on their aptitude, not based on their talent. You tend to get shit. This is why. And I know this is the crushing truth that none of these people want to deal with. That's why Doctor Who for season 11 and 12 has been shit. That's why the Star Trek Discovery is shit. Because you hire people based on their identity rather than their aptitude. Fine, and they can't believe they're even bringing that as an excuse. It's okay that she screwed up. She didn't know what she was doing. We know that! We're saying the same thing! Okay. Okay, so Birds of Prey is also R-rated. What, like Joker? What Joker? They brought in 1.1 billion. They're R-rated, like Deadpool. Like movies that were good, movies that were funny, movies that entertained. Which yours didn't, Cathy. Which limits the audience, like Wonder Woman. Okay, now you're trying to compare to one. Another difference between Wonder Woman and Birds of Prey was what's the name of the director? She's really good. I feel bad about it. But she wasn't elevated beyond her abilities. That's really one of the core differences. I just had it. It just flicked through. This is what happens when you get old, okay? You try to remember that, you can't remember. And then sometimes just brush across your frontal lobes. Oh, yeah, no, Patty Jenkins. Okay, Patty Jenkins knew what she was doing. And you didn't, Cathy Yan. You shouldn't have taken the job. And it was actually wrong to offer you the job. Yeah, what really you should have done is I think did the Marvel the Marvel movies they bring in newer directors, but they have them on a tight chain, so where they learn on the job. I think that's what the Russo brothers essentially did, and that worked pretty well. DC, Warner Brothers not so much. Fine, so there are a lot of factors here, and Yan is offering her take on the initial headlines of the performance of her movie. Okay. Now, if she's saying anything other than, you know what, we messed up royally. This should have been a massive success, and through my own ego and believing these ridiculous articles that we tell each other in Hollywood, we made something that was completely unsellable, that still made 200 million. Okay. So she says, I know the studio had really high expectations of the movie. Yes, of course I had really high expectations for it. It should have made a lot of money, as we all did. There were also undue expectations expectations on a female-led movie. Why? Again, Birds of Prey, Margot Robbie, very, very bankable actress, very beautiful. Listen, all you really need to do is put her in a sexy outfit and put her on the poster, being sexy, doing funny stuff, doing Harley Quinn type of stuff, and you would sell it. It would make its money, but no. You didn't want to pander to the male gaze. I'm sorry, the male gaze is how movies are sold. Which, you idiots are just kind of like going, what? Who? What? You insane Puritans on Twitter. You're just waking up to this. And you're mad about it. That's not the only thing that can sell a movie, but that is something that will sell a movie. And again, you put somebody who is, famous for being extremely attractive in the movie, and then make her look dumpy. You're not winning anybody over. As with the expected female-led movie, and what I was most disappointed in was the idea that perhaps it proved we weren't ready for this yet. No, we're perfectly ready for female-led movies. What we're not perfectly ready for is pieces of shit being sold to the audience by telling them they hate them. That's what we're not ready for yet. Like, okay, Kathy. Could you imagine? Okay, we make a movie of Journey. Was it Journey to the West? Monkey's great. By if you haven't seen Monkey, go look at it on YouTube. It's this crazy Chinese. I think it's Chinese or Oriental. I don't know. TV show from the 70s, which is dubbed horribly. It's about this monkey god and who's forced on a quest with a Buddhist priest who's played by a woman for some reason called Tripitaka. And they have Sandy, a fish demon, and Pigsy, who's my favourite. And they go on this quest together to deliver scrolls to Buddha, I believe. It's a really cool idea. It goes back for it's like a 14th century story. You know, let's say you did a version of Journey to the West. Well, you did Journey to the West, and you clearly and you you know what you do? You don't hire any Chinese actors. Okay, you don't hire any Oriental actors. You do everybody in yellow face, right? Everybody in yellow face, and you're very, very demeaning to Chinese culture while doing it, you know, and you're very hateful to China. How do you think it's going to go down there, Kathy? You gonna line up to pay for that? You gonna do that? No, of course not. And we're not gonna line up and pay for your shit either, even though you think it's worthy and right. So yeah, we're not ready for a shit movie that thinks it's entitled for us to go and see it, which is essentially what this is. We're not ready. There was an extra burden that as a woman of colour. That is why you failed. That is why you failed. Because that's why you were hired. And you can't work out. I was hired to be a woman of colour. I was hired to, even though I'm really not, I was hired to be a woman of colour. I was a woman of colour. Why didn't you go and see the movie? Racist. I already had on me in it. Yeah, kid, please, I want you to document what is being of American Chinese. How has that been disadvantaged? How did that disadvantage you in a way that is that anybody else is not disadvantaged? How did that extra thing disadvantage you? I'm going to say it didn't. I'm going to say it disadvantaged you in that it gave you this job that you were completely unqualified for and failed at magnificently. So anyway, I think there were certainly different ways you could interpret the success or lack of success. There was no success. The lack of success of the movie. Yes, and there's one way you should interpret it. Don't try and feed people shit and call them racist for not eating your shit. That's the message you want to take home. That's the take home. You have to deliver something good. You have to deliver something saleable. And everybody has the right to that, but I definitely do feel that everyone's pretty quick to jump on a certain angle. Yeah, the angle that you freaking screamed about in your advertising. I'm sorry that you screwed up. I am. Genuinely, I'm sorry that you screwed up with your advertising. I don't like to see anybody fail. But you really had it coming. You really deserved to fail. So, this dance was nearly over. Thank God. Birds of Prey was made on a production budget of 82 million. I think that's low. I think it's close to 90. But, because you've lied so far, so I don't trust you. Which is much like your typical DCEU film. Joker cost 55 million. Yes, really? Let's move on. So why it's 201 million haul isn't necessarily very impressive box office numbers. It shouldn't quite classify Birds of Prey as the bottom of the barrel. But it is the bottom of the barrel! It's the bottom of the barrel! You said it in this article. Kathy Ann tell TR, it's unfair to call movies like Bird of Prey unmarketable. No, it's completely marketable. Just the shit that you made, you marketed it like a moron and told the people you wanted to buy it that you hate them, or something an audience isn't ready for based on these numbers. Again, people are not based on being told we hate you. Now please pay me, racist. Kathy Ann's film is a sizable win for a female filmmaker of color who has never been on a center high profile comic book project like this. Yes, you did. It was a big win. And you were given this. You were given a golden opportunity. And what did you? Did you go and research Harley Quinn? Did you go back and watch episode after episode after episode of Batman and the Animated Series? That seems like quite a fun. I would say you lock yourself in a room for a week and you just watch all the Harley Quinn you can. You read as much Harley Quinn you can, and you understand what the character. No, you just had your own sensibility you want to put on it. The reason comic book movies work, the reason comic book movies have worked, and the reason they fail is because they're authentic to the source material. You know that is the fundamental truth. You know, and your movie was not authentic to the source material because you didn't care about it, and because you didn't care about it, your movie freaking tanked. If you cared about it, if you had passion for this, you would have done a movie that wasn't crap, and you wouldn't have marketed it like crap, and it would have sold. But you didn't, you know, because you're an idiot, because you're an entitled idiot who thinks you deserve success because of your ethnicity. It's disgusting. So when Patty Jenkins' Wonder Woman broke box office record, she was a more established filmmaker and a Oscar-winning monster under. But yes, she was qualified for the job. Yes, imagine that. Somebody qualified for the job does the job better. Somebody unqualified for it. She had a much more well-known hero at the center. That doesn't make any difference. No, I'm sorry. Gal Gadot had been introduced to Batman villain. It was fine. Fine, it's just going on and on and on. No. Excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse. Birds of Prey recently hit VOD following the footsteps of the Universal quick decision to move the movers Hunt, Emma, blah, 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 blah. Yes, you moved it to download because there's no frickin' cinemas anymore. That's the same reason comic books aren't being sold, because there's no comic book stores anymore. You know, yes, we understand why you did it, but I think what we understand much better than you is why this movie fails and why it continues. Yeah, and there was another article which was talking to Kathy, and she said, "You know what? I have a great idea. I have a fantastic idea. I have a wonderful idea." Yes, Kathy. What's your fantastic idea? Why don't we do a sequel to Birds of Prey? Like, why don't we do a sequel? To which they said, "No, that's a really, really good idea." However, just one little problem. Birds of Prey didn't make any money. Said, so this time, you know what we're going to do? You know the thing that all the fans said we should do, all that, that crazy stuff, that fanish stuff they said we should do. Why don't this time we do this and we do a Harley Quinn and a Poison Ivy movie? Yeah, why don't we do that? Yeah, okay, great. That's too little, too late, Kathy. Too little, too late. Please, you ain't taking another Birds of Prey movie. It's over. My name is Sheila Beck and the Rabbi from Another Planet. Please like, share, and subscribe. Ring the little bell so you are notified when new videos drop.